I never imagined one ordinary Thursday night would completely rewrite my life. My name's Ethan. I'm 38, and I've been married to Claire for 12 years. We met back in college, fell in love fast, and everyone around us said we were perfect together. I believed them. I believed us. But lately, something had changed, quietly, almost invisibly at first. She stopped laughing at my jokes. Dinner turned into silence, filled with the glow of her phone screen. The long, warm nights that used to be ours were replaced with her sighs and distant stares. I told myself it was just stress from her promotion, that it would pass. Love has phases, right? I just had to wait it out. Then came the night that shattered that illusion. We were sitting in the living room, the soft hum of the TV filling the silence. My chest ached with the weight of unspoken words, so I finally broke the tension. "Claire," I said quietly, "I feel like we're drifting. I miss us." She didn't flinch, didn't blink. She looked me dead in the eye and said something that still echoes in my head. "Ethan, I don't have feelings for you anymore. Not like before. I'm done." Her words hit like a punch I never saw coming. My chest tightened, my stomach twisted, and for a moment, everything around me blurred. I opened my mouth to speak, to beg, to fix it somehow. But deep down, I knew it was pointless. The decision was already made. I stood slowly, the floor creaking beneath my feet. "I understand," I said softly. No yelling, no door slamming. I just grabbed my coat and keys and walked out into the cool night. I didn't know where I was heading, only that for the first time in months, I could finally breathe. For the next few days, I crashed at my friend Mark's place. He didn't ask for details, he didn't have to. Those nights, I lay awake replaying everything. Our laughter, our fights, the small, beautiful moments that now felt like someone else's memories. I kept asking myself how love that deep could just vanish. Was it me? Something I did? Something I didn't? 2 nights later, Mark's phone buzzed with a message from Claire's best friend, Rachel. I hadn't spoken to her since the tension started building between Claire and me. She said she needed to talk urgently. We met at a quiet cafe downtown, rain tapping softly on the windows. Rachel looked uneasy, fingers trembling around her coffee cup. After a long pause, she finally said, "Ethan, there's something you don't know about Claire, something about why she pulled away." I leaned forward, bracing myself. "It's not you," she said, her voice low. "She hasn't been herself. There's someone else." My heart dropped instantly, but before I could react, she continued, "Not like that. It's not an affair. She's been seeing someone, her therapist." I froze, unsure where she was going. "She started therapy a few months ago," Rachel went on. "And through it, she's been confronting things she's buried for years. Her fears, her emotions, her identity. Somewhere along the way, she realized she doesn't love you the way she thought she did. She's been terrified of that truth. That's why she shut down. It wasn't about betrayal. It was about confusion." For a long moment, the world around me faded. I'd been expecting lies, cheating, deceit. Instead, it was something far messier, something painfully human. Claire wasn't running from me. She was running from herself. Rachel reached across the table, placing her hand gently on mine. "She's scared, Ethan. She doesn't know how to fix it. She's been avoiding everyone, including you, because she can't face the idea that the person she thought she was might not exist anymore." I leaned back in my chair, her words sinking in like slow poison. Shock, relief, heartbreak, they all hit at once. And suddenly everything started to make sense. The distance, the silence, the emptiness. It wasn't cruelty, it was fear. Over the next few days, Claire and I talked. Not easily, not calmly. There were tears, frustration, and long pauses filled with things neither of us knew how to say. But as she opened up, I realized something important. This wasn't an ending. It was a crossroads. She needed to rediscover herself. And I needed to decide what I was worth. So I looked her in the eyes and said quietly but firmly, "I can't stay in a relationship where I've become invisible. I need to protect myself. but I'm not angry. I just hope you find your truth, and I'll find mine." Tears welled in her eyes, but for the first time in weeks, we really saw each other. No walls. No pretending. Just honesty. Rachel had been right. Secrets, no matter how well-intentioned, can rot a relationship from the inside. But truth, even when it hurts, brings clarity. I didn't know if Claire and I would ever find our way back to each other. Maybe we'd rebuild. Maybe we wouldn't. But walking away that night gave me something I hadn't felt in months: freedom. Freedom to think, to breathe, to finally see things clearly. The twist was, while I thought I was losing her to indifference, I was actually watching her wrestle with herself, something she'd hidden even from me. And somehow, understanding that hurt more than the breakup itself. By the end of that week, I moved back to my apartment. I wasn't healed, but I was lighter. Claire and I weren't together, but for the first time, I understood what real love and loss actually meant. Rachel and I stayed in touch. She wasn't just the messenger of bad news. She became a reminder that sometimes the most painful truths are also the most human. That night, as I sat alone in the quiet, I realized something. Sometimes walking away isn't surrender, it's survival. And sometimes the biggest secrets aren't betrayals at all.